So I have utilized African imports quite a bit. This particular company had some really nice oils, had a nice selection, and I ended up going to them early on, about 2 years ago, and I purchased Polo Red Intense. This was their 4-ounce oil, that beautiful red color on that, and I just love the way that this smelled. You get this juicy, tangy cranberry. You get some grapefruit in here, some sage, some I think it's some lavender if I'm not mistaken. You're gonna get some ginger, red cedar, leather, amber, coffee, which was everything that I was loving in the fragrance. I love like that fruity, juicy sort of a vibe, and I also really love a good coffee scent. And everything was just, it smelled amazing. I love the way that this smelled, and that's why they came out with so many flankers to this. This one of their flankers that they came out with was the Polo Red Extreme. And this one, in my opinion, man, it is so loud in comparison to Intense, and it's just loud. It's completely different how it comes off. So I went to Amazon and I ended up picking up some perfume bottles, and I ended up making a spray out of the oils. If you want to check out how to make, turn that oil into a spray, check out this video up here. But I really enjoyed this scent, but I don't always feel like carrying this around. I don't always have an oil bottle to pour this into to carry around and to rub my oil. And I wanted to honestly open the scent up. I didn't really want it to be close to the skin. This will project a little bit. It does have a decent amount of projection, nice juiciness from that cranberry, and it does last. But I wanted to open it up just a little bit more by turning it into a spray. These particular bottles from Amazon, I'll drop the link in the description. These particular bottles aren't too bad. The spray on this, really nice spray, nice fine mist, shoots pretty far. Not too wide, but not narrow. And I get everything that I'm wanting from that. It atomizes well, and it opens up that scent just a little bit more by adding a nice 190 or 200. And I love this scent, yo. And when it first was released, it probably was talked about a whole lot. But I really don't see anybody really wearing this or talking about this anymore nowadays. And it's a really nice scent. There is some synthetics going on here, as well as with the Polo Red Extreme. This one has like a really loud synthetic blood orange. The coffee in here is a synthetic coffee, but I kind of like it. It's a more of a dry, warm coffee. And the woods in here as well, with that ebony wood, blood orange, and the coffee. It smells great. It's just really loud, and it does have a synthetic vibe. This one actually isn't too bad. This one doesn't just hit me with like just this overload of synthetics. It doesn't smell natural, but it doesn't smell like something that is just like terrible. A prime example of a terrible synthetic fragrance is Dark Blue by Hugo. This stuff is terrible. It's just a muddled, sweet mess. It doesn't really smell like anything. It's not good. It's super synthetic. And the synthetics weren't done well at all in this fragrance. Everything that's listed in the notes, when you smell it all muddled together, it doesn't make sense and you can't make out what's happening. With this here, I can easily pinpoint that cranberry. I can pinpoint a little bit of that grapefruit and that juiciness from both of those sort of dancing with one another. I can pinpoint the coffee. I get a little bit of that green dry sage. So this one isn't super far-fetched, and it smells amazing on skin. You do get that sort of like, you get this cranberry that's really juicy. You do get this dry, musky coffee, but you also get like this drier sheet, lavender, clean clothes vibe as well. That sort of sits right underneath it, and it's actually pretty interesting how that works out. That lavender sort of vibe that comes in and sit next to that cranberry also kind of complements and hints at that red cedar. Red cedar adds just like this little bit of a light smoke to this particular fragrance, and that light smoke mixed in with that lavender helping not to become a little too much of a drier sheet kind of a vibe. And it sits alongside with that cranberry, that grapefruit. I want to say there's possibly a lemon in here as well. I love it, man. This stuff is just so juicy and tangy. Excellent scent, and it's one of my most used oils. Every other oil that I have in my collection, this size is not this low at all. This is one of the only ones because I use it so much. And I wouldn't mind experimenting around with this one and coming up with different layers that it can complement and different things like that. I love shopping at African imports just for that reason. Being able to grab an oil, this was probably $10, maybe $12 for this 4-ounce bottle of oil that I'll virtually never run out of, you know, depending on how much you use it. Now, I've used and made, you know, different mixtures and poured stuff out because I didn't like it, experimenting around and things like that. So I have gone through this one quite a bit, but I do use it quite a bit. But being able to take that, grab an atomizer bottle, grab a nice neutral 190 or 200 and mix it in with this, and being able to create, you know, pretty much the fragrance all over. That's exactly what I would expect to get from purchasing a real bottle. The real bottle isn't expensive, but if I just wanted to find something I can play around with, mix and match some different things with, this is pretty excellent. Use my little label maker here to just make a label so I can clearly define what's what and keep track of everything. Love the way that this stuff smells, and I may be picking up a new bottle of this pretty soon. Like I said, man, look at that. Just how beautiful that juice is. It just looks juicy, and when you smell it, the smell matches. I've covered this particular scent quite a bit, but I always love coming back to this one. It's one of the first oils, the first purchases that I made when joining this community about 2 years ago. Like I said, anybody that knows me knows that I love a good coffee scent, and a juicy cranberry to join in with it. It's perfect. I'll be sure to drop the link in the description where you can check out their website for yourself and check out some of their offerings. That is it for this video, you guys. Like, comment, share, subscribe, and I will catch you guys soon. Peace.